The sketch shows a curve with the equation y equals ka to the power x. K and a are constants and a is positive. We are shown that the curve passes through the points 1, 7 and the coordinate 3, 175. We need to find the value of k and a. So this is showing me that when x is 1, y is 7. So if I was to substitute those numbers into the rule here, so like I say, x is 1, y is 7. So y is 7, then I've got the k, a to the power of 1, that's the x. Now obviously a to the power 1 is just a. So what that's telling me is when I multiply k and a together, I'll get 7. So that's the information from here. From here. I'm now going to do the same thing here. I know that when x is 3, y is 175. So I could say 175 equals ka to the power 3. Again, y is 175, x is 3. So you can see that what I've done by looking at those is I've got two equations with two unknowns, k and a. And I can solve these two equations simultaneously. Several different ways you could do it. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say that if I was to do the bottom equation here divided by the top equation, the reason why I'll do that is because if I divide the right, let's just focus on the right hand side because we can divide the left hand side easily. We can divide those two numbers easily. But dividing the right hand side, I'll get all of this divided by all of this. And notice that the k's would cancel out. And that'll just leave me with a, well, a squared in fact. But the point is that k would have disappeared. So dividing these, 175 divided by 7 is 25. Like I say, this divide by this, the k's will cancel out. K divided by k will just leave me with 1. A cubed divided by a is a squared. So now I know that a squared is 25, so a has to be plus or minus 5, but I know it's positive, so a is 5. Now I know that a is 5, I can substitute that back into either one of these equations. This top one's easier than that one because it doesn't involve a power. So if I said 7 equals k times 5, so divide both sides by 5, 7 divided by 5 is 1.4. So k is 1.4. And we're done. The alternative approach, instead of dividing these two, what you may have done is maybe made k the subject here. So you could have rearranged this equation and said that k is going to be equal to 7 divided by a, just moving that a to the bottom. And then instead of writing k here, you could have written 7 over a. So that would then become 175 equals 7 over a times a cubed, which would then simplify to be, because that a is going to cancel with that and leave a 2. So 175 equals 7a squared, divide by 7, and you get to that same point that I got to there. So this method's a little bit longer. It's a bit more sort of general. So you could use that method if you wanted to. But I think if you can spot that dividing these two equations at the beginning will help a lot. And then hopefully from there it's pretty simple.